All right, team, today we talk about how hip abduction, your ability to move your leg out this way, is the key for athleticism and the key for you to be able to use your foot in relation to the entire body, okay? So abduction is key, and the reason why is this. If your hip, this is most athletes, if your hip is poking out, which is basically, if you watch my hips real quick, Nick, doing this, you see like this at Russell Westbrook, James Harden, most sprinters, football players, they have the kind of this like Donald Duck butt situation going on, and it's because this ball and socket joint is impinged to some degree. It means it's hiking up into the socket. It's pushing this way. And as a result, it cannot rotate whenever they're having to make quick jukes and quickly change direction and do what they have to do. And as such, it dumps into the lower back, okay? All into the lower back, because they can't get it from the hip. And they clearly can't connect from the hip to the foot, so they have to get it from somewhere else. Where they get it from is the lower back. So how do you fix that? The best way to fix that is find clearance of this ball and socket to be able to move this way, this way, this way, in all directions. Right now it's stuck up here. It needs to move, this ball needs to move down away from the socket and have space to move ER, external rotation, or IR, internal rotation, as well as up and down. But that right now is just stuck. That's why your hip's going back. So if you have that Donald Duck situation, you're watching this video, then stay tuned because we have a fix for you right away. Now this first part we're gonna show you is a release. It's not going to keep you there, but it's gonna release you so you can go do a movement like a pancake, which you've watched, and to really keep you in that shape that you need to be in, okay? Also, the defensive stance and the athletic stance is what you're trying to clear. Most of you guys, you hear coach say, get down low. And you're like, I'm trying, coach. And so what you do instead is you do this, right? Because you don't know how to get it from here because this is so hiked up, so you have to get it from here. So you just, coach says, get lower. I'm like, I'm going. And you can't get it from your back, so where do you get it from? Knees, because you're dumping forward. Feet. And that's where all the problems begin. Might as well get clearance where you need to, build strength there so you can get down in position whenever you need to, okay? So this is a video about getting clearance. It's not a video about keeping it. I want to be clear about that. So here's how you get clearance. Get a softball, get a yoga block, and get yourself a 20-pound kettlebell, or possibly more if you have a really big muscular thigh. And I want you to place this on top of your block like so. Now your leg, your thigh, needs to get right on top of this ball. So I'm gonna get right here. I'm gonna get really deep in that groin. Bam, like this. Okay, so right about there, closest to my crotch that I can get. Notice my left leg, it's bent. Now most people will be like, oh, this is so much, so they get down here because it's too much for them to handle. If that's the case, spend some time here and just breathe and work through this motion right here. But most of you guys should be able to get here at this point. And if you need to get lower, just bend this leg some more, okay? So right now, I'm deep into this segment. I'm just gonna move my mic because otherwise I'll crush it. I'm gonna take my handle, 20-pound kettlebell. I'm gonna put it right on top of the side of my hip where the hip pocket begins, okay? This pocket right here. And I'm just gonna dig, slowly rotate and breathe. My face is not freaking out. It's intense. You're just breathing through your nose and you're expanding your ribs this way, laterally, so. On the exhale, watch my hip. It just kind of sinks deeper into the ball, okay? And I'm just slowly letting that kettlebell rotate side to side, all right? I'm gonna spend about 25 to 30 seconds in that position, and then all I'm gonna do is take this ball and move it a little bit lower on the groin. Okay, let it settle, breathe. Take my kettlebell again. Wherever that ball is, the kettlebell's on top of that. Same thing. Spend some time, don't just like do this. This does nothing for you. Slow and firm pressure pushing down to the bell. You should feel your hip slowly drop. Sink. Sink deeper and deeper, and the knee will be able to go wider and wider. Okay, 25 to 30 seconds. Work your way all the way down this line until you get to right inside that knee. Because I'm going to show you the end range right quick. So here, that's the end range. That gets pretty nasty in there. So take your time in this position. It's pretty nasty here, but again, breathe. Sink. And at that point, if this hikes you up in a weird way, you can use a lacrosse ball instead. But I would recommend using the softball all the way until you get to that last point. Okay, that's crucial. Other thing to notice is if you look at me from the side, Nick, if I'm higher up, this hip bone should sink deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper if you're doing it right. If you're not relaxing, you're just like contracting too much, you're gonna hike back up into Donald Duck. Okay, so that's the goal there. And once you accomplish this and you finish it, then what I want you to do, guys, is get low and let's let the hips sit back. And you should not feel knee stuff. If you do, just stay here, come a little higher, hold that position, okay?